There we go. I'm a knucklehead. I didn't turn the microphone on. Thanks, Mr. Valdina. Uh, so there you go. I'm going to go over it again. So welcome to Table Titans. You missed the first 30 seconds of me talking, but we took last week off. But we had a ton of news drop all week. If you've been living under a rock and missed the updates, unfortunately, Andrew Valdina would put his quest for champ status on hold as he unfortunately had to pull out of his upcoming title fight with Isaiah Torres due to injury. With that being said, we always love to give some good with the bad, bad with the good. And we didn't have to look far for a replacement. And we have Wonderbread warrior Casey Norton stepping in, top-ranked flyweight in New England. He'll be stepping up to take Isaiah Torres on. So we're pretty stoked about that. We also dropped the poster, which I hope you guys enjoyed. I've got a couple of comments already messaging me back being like, oh, this is a cool one. They enjoyed it. One of our favorite ones so far. So we dropped the news of Casey Norton, Wonderbread warrior, stepping in, taking on that title fight against Isaiah Torres, which is super exciting. We announced Johnny Cupcakes Campbell, the OG of OGs, Mr. Cage Titans himself, taking on the OG champ, Kenny Champion. Super stoked for that matchup. Kenny secured that title in a fight earlier this year against Greg Jones. Had an absolute war with Jay Perrin, and here he is taking on all challengers, and we didn't have to look too far. Johnny Cupcakes always, like in the promo, but he always answers the call. So he's pretty stoked to get this opportunity, and we're excited to have him. He's fought, the most amount of times in Cage Titans history, so pretty crazy. Been around. I said it when I was talking last week. Not only been around since Cage Titans 1, he predates Cage Titans back when we were friends playing hockey, and then we decided to both start fighting, and the rest, as they say, is history. So it'll be exciting to see him compete for that OG title. So we announced that. Then we also announced Thurman Hargrove will be taking on champion the White Tiger Ashrow. Ashrow was scheduled to take on Kadu Lanes. Kadu Lanes got his basic training schedule moved up, so he won't be able to compete on November 15th. And we said, what's the next best guy in New England? And that's Thurman Hargrove. You might remember him. Kid has a ton of upsides, ton of potential. He's been rip-roaring through the local scene. Had a great fight with Kadu Lanes, actually. And kind of, some were saying he was winning that fight up until he got caught with a submission. So there you go. We didn't have to look too far for that one either. We dropped all the main card fights. We dropped the poster. But let me see. I got somebody calling in. Hope he gets better. Yeah, we do hope Valdina, we're hoping that Valdina might be able to turn it around and come back in January. We'll see how he heals up. Definitely bummed for him. I know how hard he was working for this fight. So we'll see what happens. But either way, we got, if people call me Mr. Cage Titans, but this guy is Mr. Cage Titans. He's competed more than anybody under the banner. He was around from Cage Titans 1 all the way up to now, still competing at a high level. So the man himself, Cuppington Cakes. All right, my man, what's going on?
What's up? How's it going?
Good, man. And we got Andy joining. He's a little late, but we got him in here now, too.
Am I right on time?
Perfect timing, man.
Right on time for the OG interview?
OG interview, man. So Cuppington Cakes. Is that your married name, Johnny?
Yeah, you could say that. Now that I'm married, I'm more mature, so I needed a full name, I thought.
All right. Nice.
Well, congratulations on that before we even get started. I did hear the news, and very thrilled for you also.
Very much. Thank you.
Look at you, man. And she's already in the comments. Team Cupcakes. She's already up there. Crazy, man. That is kind of wild to think about, like all those early days. And now here you are as a married man. So, so what is this, your 41st fight, or is this the 40th?
Yeah, I'd have to do the math real quick. I mean, it's pretty easy now. 22 and 18 is 40 and then 1 no contest. So, fuck, yeah. Yep.
41 fights.
5 amateurs, 2 pro boxing matches, however many Nagas and fucking super fights and shit. Yeah, I just literally can't get enough of this shit. I don't understand it. I don't know. I mean, even the last one, it just does not matter what happens in that fucking cage. As soon as I get out of there, I'm like, I should have done this, I should have done that. And it goes everything, fight week, it's like every time I do it, it's another opportunity to do it better. And I've always looked at weight cutting as like a science experiment and whatnot. And it's just, I fucking love it. I don't know what to say. Most people are going to look at me obviously and say that I'm insane or whatever. And yeah, but I just feel like the majority of human beings don't know what the fuck they're talking about anyway. So why would I listen to those people? I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this a long time. Feel better than ever. I know. I feel like I say that often, but it's just true. It's like watching these guys in the UFC. You see like a Yuri Prohashka or these guys who are at the absolute fucking top of the mountain. And I'm like, dude, I can do that at that level. I am that good, if not better than these guys who are the best in the world. It's just about actually fucking doing it. And on that moment during that night when everything is insane and everyone in that fucking building is like, oh, Cupcakes is gonna whatever. Like, I need to create my reality, take the bull by the horns, and just fucking do it. And I can't wait to do it on November 15th. I'm so fucking pumped, 42 times. Let's go.
It's crazy, when we talk about 21 fights, I think 26 or 27 under Cage Titans, which is wild. I did something real funny while you were talking, man. I pulled up an old interview that we did with you, and it's just so funny because I was like, to see like who you are today. Look at you're like me. You got the gray in the beard, everything. But
Yep.
I'm gonna throw it back to a funny one that I have here. I'm going to see if I got it. It was you versus
2011.
Dominic War, I believe.
Okay.
And I have this.
That was a
video.
tough one, man. Dominic's a tough dude. He's big.
Look at this guy. I didn't pull up the fight, but I pulled up the pre-fight fight. Can you see the picture?
Oh yeah, I see it.
We should play it.
South Shore Sport fighting at 145
You hear?
pounds.
Yep.
I feel good about coming up to 45. Coming up to 45 to get a little bit of revenge from my training partner, Mike Macchione. I just lost a kickboxing match to Dominic. And, I think that my all-around wrestling, my jiu-jitsu, my game is just going to be a little too advanced for him. Even with a little bit of size, I feel like once he grabs onto me, he's going to get rid of a lot of that energy. He's going to dump all that energy. His muscles are going to not even be able to react for as long as I can. And if I at all think that he's winning the fight or if he's hitting me at all, I'll take him down whenever I want.
Looked a little smaller.
I love seeing these videos. I won't bore everybody and have everybody watch it. Go on our YouTube channel, but I was just laughing because like the clean shaven, the little boy face. Look at man, it's wild to see how far things have come.
Yep. Fighting is a crazy sport,
Yeah.
It's a crazy sport. And it's just wild to be able to literally watch me grow up basically in these fights. I mean, a majority of my adversity in my life has been in my head and in that cage. That's where I like became a fucking real human being, like an asset to society. I would not have otherwise got to this point if it weren't for that cage, if it weren't for those opponents, if it weren't for yourself, or Bill Mahoney, guys like, who trained me, training partners, Kim Moy. I mean, dear, it's just, I'm super blessed, so blessed. And I feel like, it's always like, I understand that. But then you say that I'm blessed. I think about all the wonderful people that I have and all the opportunities that have been granted to me. And then you just, you go back to everyday life and you forget about it and you think all the normal things about yourself, about myself. I've always dealt with a high level of self-hatred. It's actually a fucking miracle I've even won 22 fights. It's a miracle because if knowing what goes on in my head, the fact that I was able to beat like legitimate guys and things, it's unbelievable because I've been so negative my entire fucking life and hated myself, never wanted myself to succeed. Like I always wanted to succeed, but I just didn't believe it was for me, whatever it was, growing up, being smaller than everybody else, playing hockey, a physical sport, having abilities, but just always like, but nah, not you, because you're too small, because you're whatever, not assertive enough. Your stick handling isn't good enough. And I feel like I carried that into my MMA career, and I'm like so psychotic that I was able to be confident enough to win fights and fight well and at a high level. But I still eat Chris Motino, the party, like these guys. I just Presley. I just did not give them my best, and I think those guys deserved my best, and I just didn't provide it. I didn't bring it because there's some part of me that before the fight, the weeks leading up to the fight, I think about losing 51% of the time. And I think about winning 49% of the time. And then you get in there and that shit matters. That
Yeah.
2% is huge. And you got a guy like Chris Motino, who's been at the highest level. He's been in there against literal future world champions. That fucking guy wants it on that night. And he's thought about winning every fucking day leading into that matchup. And I literally at one point backed up off of him and I thought to myself, direct quote, damn, he fucking wants this. Like
Really?
he fucking trained hard for this, I said to myself, and I trained fucking hard for that fight. But I just yeah, all I have to do against Kenny Champion is know that I'm gonna win, and I will make that happen. I have all of the tools: my striking, my wrestling, my jujitsu. It's not even fair. It's not fair. um, but I have to do it. I have
Yeah.
to do it. I can say all that shit and then get in there and fucking and just the regular old programs can play themselves out again. When I hate to sit here and talk about losses, but when I lost to fucking who's the dude? I don't even remember these people anymore. It's have so many fucking fights. One of the guys I was supposed to beat, he hit me with a body shot, and I like crumbled down, and I thought to myself, "This is how I'm gonna lose right now." Fuck, like
Was that Fernando?
Fernando Perez, yeah, like
Yeah.
I
You
had a
beat him the
bitch
first
fit.
time.
I beat him the first time. I should have destroyed him. I went to a shitty decision against him. I should have finished him like 6 times in that fight and didn't. And then we rematched. And I had everything in the back of my head. He's bigger than me. Bill's always been in my head about people being bigger than me. And I just he hit me with a body shot and it hurt. And 2 seconds after the fucking ref stopped it, I was completely fine. I sat up like, damn it. I should have waited one more second before I quit like a pussy. But it's just like, dude, when you're convinced on some level that you're going to lose, it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy. And there's
Yeah.
infinite amount of realities out there. Every moment of that fight, you have a decision to make. Am I going to win? Am I going to lose? And it's like, if you, for some reason, think you're going to lose or you could, or God's against me, or dude, all the shit that I've played out in my head throughout the years. And I don't believe that now on an intellectual level. I know that God loves me. God wants me to succeed. I know that I create my reality. I know that this is some form of simulation and that none of it's real. And I can literally be, and do anything. And I believe that for every single person watching this and for the three people in this conversation. And there's no reason that we should fail ever. And the only thing stopping us is ourselves. And I know it, but those programs are so deeply like jammed into the system. And
Yeah.
I swear every day I'm in there with tools trying to get it out of there. And I think I pretty much have. I mean, I'm married, I'm happy like 89% of my life, which is pretty good, Um, I'm
89.
not
That's a pretty
masturbating, which
fucking
I think is amazing. No
89. I love that.
pornography.
Precise
Yeah, I
numbers and
just have to
percentages.
fucking do it. And I'm sorry to take up the time and talk so much,
No,
but I feel like I got a
No,
message to.
no, I love that. I love that you said 89, not like 75%, like
Yeah,
89.
I mean, it's like I'm not fucking Buddha, so but I swear to God I'm really close, I'm really close. Something that I've been doing lately is like as soon as a negative thought comes across my mind, I literally just force myself to smile for like 3 minutes. And I tell you, it feels good. It's like shockingly effective.
Okay.
And like where normally a negative thought would come across my mind about losing a fight, and then I would grapple that thought for 20 minutes. I would visualize how I would lose. I'd visualize how I might win. And then, but ultimately, a cumulative effect would be I would be visualizing not being successful more than anything. And feel like I have really directed my mind and focused it in a way that I'm gonna absolutely obliterate Kenny Champion, and I'm gonna prove that at 38 years old, all these fights under my belt, I am still one of the best martial artists out there, and I really fucking look forward to doing that.
Nice, nice. Hey, I got a couple things I was going to ask you. You know, one being actually one was more of a statement. I remember you saying to me after a fight, I think it was in my kitchen. You were like, "Man, tonight I lost because I kept saying to myself, how am I not going to lose?" And I forget how you phrased it because you're always pretty philosophical with that stuff. But you're like, the world kept hearing me say not lose instead of how am I going to win. And you
Yep.
said that was a mindset that you had to change for a little while.
Defeat. That was Adam Toussaint. That's
Okay.
another one. Oh, dude. I mean, I outclassed him in the first round. The only reason that I lost was because I was being a complete I don't know if it's politically correct, but I was being a retard. Absolutely. I mean, marching forward on a guy who had power in his hands with my hands down, like mocking him. I mean, his coaches were telling him, put your hands through his chest when he does that. That's literally what they were saying. And in the
Yeah.
second round, I came out, I threw a shitty leg kick with my hands completely down, like literally mocking him. And he blasted me in the fucking face. And then he Peruvian necktied me because I barely knew what that even was at that point. But before that fight, I had learned about the law of attraction, and I decided I was going to make an affirmation for that fight, and I made it, I will defeat Adam Toussaint. I mean, dude, millions of times I said that. Literally taking a piss in the back room before that fight, just chanting it to myself. I will defeat Adam Toussaint. I will defeat Adam Toussaint. I will defeat Adam Toussaint. I walked out to like Flow Rider feeling good, I think. And
Yeah.
you could just tell like my energy was weird. My mom even said so, my mommy. And dude, that's what I manifested. I manifested defeat. I mean, if I had been better at it and I was falling asleep at night, visualizing my hands raised, feeling the feeling of winning, feeling everybody fucking cheering for me. And then I was saying, I will defeat Adam Toussaint. Maybe then I overcome that barrier. But because I was still a complete absolute fucking idiot. I mean, I just hated myself for the longest time. Just wanted to torture myself. Wanted the only thought about bad things happening. Driving down the street, it would be like, "Where's the next police officer? Where's the next?" And thinking about what I was going to tell police officers when they pulled me over, and then I got 7 tickets inside of 1 year and lost my license because of it. And it's like, dude, I mean, do I need more evidence that I'm fucking manifesting my reality? And now, obviously, when you're doing it inside of a cage against high-level fighters, it may not be as easy as just visualizing. You might have to train and know how to fight. But ultimately, I think that my skills are there, and it's always been mental more so than physical. And I'll forever held myself back. I mean, Darren Mima fight. That's a perfect example of like 6-fight win streak, literally sending emails to the UFC. Darren Mima, one dimensional, so strong, so strong, amazing wrestler. I should not take anything away from him, but if I was like with it mentally and loved myself and knew that I could succeed or deserved it, I beat that guy, and we'd go into the UFC at like 12-5 at the time and fucking have a career. But we fucked it up. We fucked it up, and not without help. You fucking helped me. I literally was living with you for a period of time at that point. I mean, I have been supported and loved the entire way and just never fucking acknowledged it and never like truly accepted it. So I feel like I'm in a place, wife. I have a 8-year-old stepson, holy fuck. What an
Jesus.
opportunity to like craft a human being. And every time I talk to him and motivate him, I'm telling it to myself basically. It's like such a fucking honor to be able to like help make this kid a productive human being. So I just feel like I'm in such a good place. So many things are working. I started teaching at Daniel Gracie, Falmouth. I mean, they have like an insane program, 40 fucking kids on the mat sometimes. I'm coach Cupcakes. I mean, there's like a potential MMA program that's coming out of their strength and conditioning portion of the gym that we're adding in exclusively for me to take over. I mean, everything is hitting right. I almost took a fight against that 7-0 submission guy because not even everything in me was like, that is not smart. But I was like, dude, everything's hitting right now. Everything's working. And I think it's because everything's working. And
Yeah.
I think I should strike while the iron's hot. And I think Kenny Champion is a dangerous fight. I mean, the guy's like whatever in his 40s, but I mean, an incredible athlete. I mean, you see his body. Fuck, if I was even 3% gayer, I'd fucking suck that dick so fast. But I'm not quite gay enough. So sorry, Kenny, but not happening. Fuck. But I mean, it's just a specimen, power in his hands. I mean, clearly they're working on the right things. I mean, you see him in there against Greg Jones. He looked fucking good. His hips looked good. Like his wrestling and understanding of grappling looked good. But I'm just too much for Kenny Champion, and we're gonna get that OG
I
title.
still can't get over that, man.
It's hard to. I know.
3%.
3% gayer.
Maybe 1%. I don't know. I might have been being generous.
Jeff and Dad's laughing at you in the comments. Former opponent. A lot of people are laughing in the comments. I'm dying.
Good.
I hope your wife's not watching still right now. She'll be like,
Oh man, I think she is with her gay friend actually.
her gay friend. Oh,
Yep.
Her gay friend's probably thinking maybe I can convince him to go the other 3%.
Man, maybe I might be. I know I might need to be like 10% gayer for Wenderson, but
Oh man. So Johnny, we got a lot out of you tonight. One kind of question if we have Casey Norton calling in next. I got one question, and then I got two things about the card, and then I'll let you run, and we're gonna bring Casey in. But first, what would be? You got 30 seconds to convince a young fighter, or give advice to a young fighter that's out there right now through your trials and tribulations over your career. Like you got 30 seconds to catch his ear right now to kind of buy, what you've learned and kind of done in your career. What would be, that elevator pitch, so to speak, to this fighter?
I think the main thing that they have to do is just love it. Love every bit of it. Make it who you are, which some people might be against doing that. But I think if like a Mitch Raposo, you see the guys that do it, it becomes them and they succeed from it. You see somebody like a Manny Bermudez who got so good at martial arts and jiu-jitsu and striking because he just loved it, because he didn't resist it. He didn't think like, oh, this is going to be tough, I don't want to do it. He fucking loved every second of it, and because of it, it was pretty much effortless for the kid until he just was like bored with it, which is like sad, but I'm glad he's happy. So I see these guys, I know, and I think that's kind of what's happening, is that these guys are doing that. That's what they're just dedicating themselves to it right out of the gate, whatever it is that they need for a support system behind them to make that happen. But you see the ones that do it and they make it. And I think Casey Norton has everything that he needs to do it. So if that's what he truly wants to do, there's not one thing holding that kid back. He could be world champion, guaranteed. But it's just, does he believe it for himself? Does he really want it? I hope.
Yeah, nice. So self-belief and really just kind of diving in it would be your overall message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Loving it. You gotta want to do it. Training is not easy, and I think like Muhammad Ali said, like, oh, I hated training every second of it, but I don't think that's true. I don't think you get that good if you actually do hate it. You might hate jogging or getting in a sauna, but these guys who just love jujitsu and need to do it fucking 8 hours a day, they get insane at it. And when that is what your life is, eat, sleep, train, and you can love doing that, you'll be the best in the world.
Nice. So my last thing before I let you go, in the main event, we got two former opponents, two guys you know very well, Joe the Party Penafiel and Jay the Joker Perrin. Give us your analysis on this fight, and what do you think about this fight?
I think it's an awesome fight. I think it's really fun and it's gonna be, pretty entertaining for the most part. I think you got to keep like a sharp eye to enjoy it. I think Perrin's just that kind of guy. Um, he just isn't gonna be like a crazy animal type of fight. He's gonna be super precise and very attention to detail, and he's gonna grind out those points. I don't think either one of them hurts each other. They might, mark each other up, black eyes, bloody lips, but I think they can both take each other's punishment. So most likely wall and maul by Perrin. And I think Joe is like amazing, but man, I wish I got to fucking really fight Joe. Dang. I think that we just kind of know Joe. I think I love Joe, and I think he's amazing. I mean, I've fucking talked about seeing him fight at Cage Fightings for the first time, and it was like a childlike experience. I mean, I loved every moment of it, and I love every time he fights. But I think we know Joe. He is basically a good wrestler who has unorthodox striking, and I think Perrin's going to exploit that. I think he's going to be just too sharp in the pocket, and then be able to wrestle a little bit too good, and he'll keep Joe flat and. Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. That's a good analysis. You said it's such a fun experience seeing Joe. How many more percentages would you need to do that for Joe?
We're way over that. We're like, I would just do it. Like if he really wanted to. Sometimes when he embraces me in a hug, it's just like, damn, are we going there?
Oh man. Johnny.
This never gets old. A Cupcakes interview.
He just has such like his lips are like so feminine in a way. I don't know.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
Johnny.
He's got that Ecuadorian flavor you're a fan of.
Yeah, I mean, my wife's Brazilian, so there it is.
Yeah, oh man, that's
I got a new segment, and we'll have some fun with this maybe at Weigh-Ins or something. We're gonna go down the whole card and ask Johnny how much more percentage.
Oh my God!
I like it. We can tack it onto Cupcakes Corner.
That's aggressive.
Like, Casey Wonderbread Norton. If I was 8% more gay, I would take him. Now coming to the cage, Isaiah Torres. I would be 12%. All right, we can do something with this.
Well, if they get marked up in the fight, they might look good with a black guy. It might up the percentage or something,
Well, Johnny, we definitely keep it. I don't know what that is like when you're open for everything. So, I mean, we always keep it open. I appreciate your time, Johnny. Look forward to seeing you compete against Kenny Champion. Appreciate your time, brother.
Thank you, guys. Take care. Have fun.
OG of OGs.
OGs. Geez, would you expect that?
I got home at the right time to catch the meat and potatoes of that interview right there. It's, I mean, first off, sounding like he's in a great place. Congratulating him on the new marriage and just the openness that he's always showcased. He's an original on Table Titans, been around for years. Obviously, so many fights at the Cage Titans cage, a legend whose reputation precedes him. But just a classic Cupcakes rant with the right amount of dick jokes. So it was just I don't
think you're gonna get many dick jokes from Wonderbread, but who knows? He could surprise us when we pull him in.
You never know, but it's
I want to give Cupcakes crap. I was so bummed out when I saw the pictures of his wedding. I wanted to be there. I would have loved to be there. Seeing him grow, like, listen, man, grow up, together, him and I, for 18, 19 years. I'm so happy to see that he has, a wife and married. I was gonna say a little part of me had a little tear. I'm like, man, I wanted to be there, but it looks like they did like a little intimate thing in the back, in the backyard. But super cool for him. I'm so happy, for him and all the success he's finding now in life, because being so close, it's been an intriguing thing to watch his career. Like he mentioned that Darren Mima fight. I actually cornered, I believe, at that Darren Mima fight. Jeff Haddad's in the comments. I think I might have cornered him against Jeff Haddad in that fight. There was one time at Reality Fighting that he gave me his opponent so I could get a fight because my guy backed out. We have a long history, and we've had such a great relationship over Cage Titans. But one thing's for sure, I've always stated, no matter what relationships are outside the cage, when the door closes, there's nothing I can do for you. There's nothing I can do for you. It's just, so it's like, doesn't matter who you know, who's your friend, anything like that. It's like the door closes. I remember when Tateki Matsuda was like, I'm so sorry, boss, I beat your friend. I'm like, listen, man, he's my friend. You're my friend too. Everybody's my friend. But like, we know what we're signing up for. And one guy enters, two guys enter and one guy leaves the winner. But either way, I don't want to make this guy wait any longer. I gotta set the table. And I'm going to get all the stuff. Casey Norton absolutely put on a show against Joe Poria and really solidified himself as one of the top flyweights in New England. And his team has been vying to get this belt, and his coach Haddad was in my DMs, and I'm like, I don't have a good answer for you. And he kind of called me the carpet on overlooking Casey for the title fight. But it's funny how things work out. Valdina's out. I knew it wasn't going to be hard to reach out to Casey and the team and Jeff. And my only fear was they were going to kind of stick it to me, being like, dude, we wanted to fight for your title. Now you need us. Here you come. But I'm laying the table. I know all of that. We know all the history. But either way, we got there. And it's finally here. Casey Norton taking on Isaiah Torres. So we're going to bring the man in himself. What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
Captain Wonderbread Warrior, how you doing?
Doing good. This is really exciting. My heart's pounding. This is fun.
Nice. What the fact that you're stepping up for a title fight, or the fact that you're on Table Titans right now?
Table Titans right now. Table Titans. I haven't done it. I haven't done an interview in a long time, so it's it's fun, and you guys are fun to talk to, so it's gonna be nice. Usually, like, you get an interview and it's like some dude who gets hired by the promotion, you don't even know him, but yeah. So this will be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome aboard, man. It's Paul always harping on how it's easy to get on the show, and this is short notice opportunity that you're stepping up on, and it's just an exciting fight in and of itself. So happy to have you on to give you a chance to promote and give the people a what's what or what they can look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so excited for this fight. I wholly respect Isaiah. He's a good fighter and all that, but it's just going to be a banger. I'm so excited for it. As soon as I heard that Valdina was out, I was immediately like, we're in. I want to be the guy there. I want to be that guy there. So
yeah, I'll be honest.
It all works out in the end.
It all worked out in the end. One thing that I appreciate is, like, Jeff hit me up when we announced Isaiah before, and me and him were kind of in the DMs, and I'm just like, you're not wrong. I was like, Casey should get a shot. Absolutely. When Valdina, who was a champion trying to go double champ, it was like, all right, dude, I kind of have to, give him that opportunity as well. But life isn't a straight line. There's always curves and ways to get there. We're here now. You picked up that big win at Cage Titans against Joe Poria. You had a huge win against Justin Valentin, who's fought for our title before against Mitch Raposo. It's hard to deny that you're the top guy in the flyweight division around here. What are you looking forward to most in Isaiah, and what do you think that you bring to the table that can kind of solve that puzzle and try to take that belt back home to Connecticut?
Well, I'm honestly really looking forward overall to see how he feels grappling. I mean, I think I have better wrestling than he does overall. You know, and I'm not putting any shade on him. He's crafty off his back for sure. Obviously, the triangle on Joe, but I also am not sleeping on my striking either. I could definitely hurt him on the feet as well. I'm good everywhere. You know what I mean? And he's gonna have to be good everywhere, and that's what I'm hoping, because I hope that he can bring that out for me, and so that I can use him as this canvas that I can paint on a little bit. You know, so I expect to have a full MMA fight at all times, and I don't know what he's expecting, but it's not going to be just striking or grappling. It's going to be both. So, and like always, I'll go where the fight needs to be done to win. And if that's grappling or striking, I'm fine with both. So it's going to be a banger.
Nice. Andy, what do you got to follow up? I got a fun question, but we'll keep it to the analyst stuff on the matchup.
Yeah, it's more just you guys have both showcased some serious durability in there. I think you bring a suffocation kind of pressure, and that's kind of what he survived through against Joe Poirier and second round. He kind of flipped the switch. Do you see yourself bringing that kind of same approach? I know that you're comfortable taking it anywhere, but you know, you had a real suffocating style against Poirier in your win against him. And you guys both beat him in two totally different ways. So I'm just enamored by the matchup to see you guys both challenge each other. But do you see that? How do you see it playing out as the fight goes on later, if you find yourself in top position?
I mean, I think for one, and obviously I'm not in Joe's mind in that fight or anything like that. But I felt like Joe had gassed himself and kind of blew his wad a little bit in the first round, and came into it the second round, you know, gas. And I don't know if he was planning to grapple him, but I felt like he was planning to strike with him a little bit, and then he was like kind of gassing himself and he wanted to bring it to the ground. That will not happen with me for sure. I will be 5 rounds prepared, no doubt. And I'm not making any slip ups, like leaving my head straight down, trying to throw ground and pound so he can slip a triangle in. Like, that's just not happening with me. My top game is damaging and killing. Like you said, suffocation. And I always try and bring a relentlessness to ground and pound, because I remember being an amateur, and like I had wrestled in high school and stuff like that, and I had really leaned towards grappling when I had first started out training when I was like 14 or 15, just because I didn't really understand striking as much at the time, although I had boxed and kickbox. But I had really aligned myself with grappling, and throughout my amateur stuff, I hated watching my own amateur fights. And I'm still like that now a little bit with my pro fights, but I mean, you know, every pro is probably like that. But I just was like falling asleep watching my own fight. I was falling asleep, and I had to make that decision. You know what I mean? I think I was right after a knee surgery, and I was watching my own fights, falling asleep in bed. And I was like, I have to be different. If I can't watch myself, then other people can't watch me. Like, this is ridiculous. So I had totally flipped the script, changed my striking completely, and working with Jeff, wrestling totally upped my entire game. Obviously doing damage, which we saw in the Justin fight and the Joe Poirier fight. I do damage on top, and I hope he's prepared for that too. You know, and I'm totally prepared for 5 rounds, and I'm okay. I hope it goes 5 rounds, because I've never had a 5-round fight before, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I see myself pressuring him, and also, if I feel uncomfortable with pressuring him, I'm fine with staying on the outside with him and sniping him too. I love technical games, and he seems technical, so I'm fine with going into those type of waters with him. I really feel like I can go anywhere with him.
Yeah, just the way you made it sound like at this point in your career, you've been making a knack for finishes at flyweight, which is commendable for any weight class, let alone the one that you're in. But you really seem to want that 5-round test. And yeah, I definitely think you and Isaiah both are going to bring the best out of each other to make it that 5-round war. Neither one of you wants to quit, and both of you want that belt bad. But is that like a test that you really want to go through yourself? You kind of, I've never seen somebody light up for a 5-round war like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like of course, like not to say I want an easy win, but of course, a first round finish, a second round finish, I'm happy with anything that's given to me. But at the end of the day, when you draw the line in the sand and you're trying to find out who you are as a person, you want to try and push yourself to those type of limits. And that's really, for me, what martial arts is overall, is just trying to find the depths of your soul, in a sense. And you need a good dance partner to do that. If you have somebody that breaks early, then I just never got to get to that point yet. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see if he can push me to that limit. I want to see that. I want to see how far it takes. So.
No, I appreciate that about you. Some guys don't ever get the tests, and then they roll the dice when they get to the next level, and it's too late. To kind of fix those or to answer those questions. So, I appreciate fighters, like yourself, and it's a testament to you and your school. Like, Jeff and the team is never afraid to take tough fights and really challenge their fighters. In a day and age of the past, over 15 years of doing cage fights, the days where bum fight and hope you get to the UFC, and then you figure out if you're a real fighter or not. And these guys were figuring out, oh shit, like I'm Jeff's always been the type of guy, even when he was a fighter, I'm, fighting the tough fights, like not taking lay down fights. I mean, it truly is something that wasn't appreciated in years past, and I'm seeing it more appreciated as we're going. So I do appreciate, you and your team, looking to take these type of challenging fights. I mean, look at your last few fights. I mean, 5-2, and one was now again 7-2. Joe Poirier, top ranked. I forget what Justin Valentine's record was, but he was.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
But like you're just fighting studs after studs after studs. You're fighting in your hometown or home state at Reality, and I'm sure you could be like, hey, lay out the red carpet and give me a warm body to beat up. But you're taking tough fights there too. So you're not even doing the hometown thing where you're like, give me bums because I'm going to sell a bunch of tickets in my hometown. You're taking tough fights. And Isaiah is very much like that as well. Like, he's a guy that's gone on the road and taken tough fights. So I'm excited. I think you guys truly are going to push that test against each other. And I'm stoked for the fight. I think the fans are going to be in for a treat on fight night. But
yeah. I mean, iron sharpens iron always. The goal for me has always to get good enough to be considered good enough to be in the UFC, and the path for that is not bums. I don't want to be a can crusher. And even if I don't make it to the UFC, I don't want people to look at my my record and be like, this dude fought 3 0-1 dudes. Like, that's, when I retire, I want to look back on my record and be happy about it, and know that I didn't take any easy roads. And like I said, iron sharpens iron. The only way to get better is to go against good people, and that's anybody who's in the flyweight division who's got the belt or is above me. So
anybody
that's
can get it when it comes to Wonderbread.
Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. Valdina can get it. I'll go with Joe Poirier again if that's the case. Like, I'll welcome him to the division, no problem. And I like Valdina. I do. I like him. We've trained together. He's a nice dude. We laugh together. But it's business, baby. I mean, you got a target on your back if you want to step in my division. That's all I'm saying.
All right, man. I love that. I got some fun things. I always like to talk about the fights. I got two questions for you. Well, one is a reminder. Can you remind everybody, because there's always new viewers, remind everybody where Wonderbread came from?
It's a little racist, but
you started that last time the same exact way.
So when I had started training MMA and everything, I was a backyard kid. Me and my friends, we had started we got the UFC video game. I think it was UFC Undisputed 2 or something like that. And you could make a character and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we would just like go in the backyard and we would try the moves that the characters would do. It's like, does this hurt? Does this choke somebody? Like whatever, you know, just trying to fuck around and find out. But when I had finally, you know, I had convinced my dad, or I didn't really have to convince him. He was like, fuck yeah, let's go to an MMA gym. But when I started to go to MMA gym, it was basically like I was the only white kid in the whole gym. I went to a place in Waterbury. I think it was Waterbury at the time. And I was the only white kid there. But I had some grappling experience from the backyard or whatever. And my first ever roll, I rolled with one of their guys and I choked him out with a rear naked. Just, you know, I was terrible, but he was probably a little bit better than me, but I was just scrappy. And there was this huge dude. He came up to me. He was like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Terryville. Terryville? What do they got over there? Whole wheat? And then it went from whole wheat to white bread, whole milk. And because I was the only white guy, you know? And eventually, one of my girlfriend's little brother, he was like, you love peanut butter and jellies. Like, it's like your favorite food. Like, why aren't you the Wonderbread warrior? And I was like, I don't have a nickname, so let's do it. I'm the Wonderbread warrior.
I love that story.
Love
and I always say to Andy, when I repeat myself, like, you know, we've been doing this for a long time, but it's like we've all heard the story a million times, like when we tell stories, but there's always new viewers that haven't heard it. So I'm glad you were able to share that story. The one I kind of like whole milk. That would have been kind of cool.
Whole milk's funny,
good.
yeah.
Whole milk's
Well,
good.
wheat bread, pita bread, Texas toast. It's all good.
Texas toast.
When I cut weight and I'm 125, I call myself pita bread. And then when I'm fat and thick, then I'm Texas toast.
There you go.
I like it.
Listen, when you're cutting weight, man, I was looking for pictures because, as you know, we do the photos at weigh-ins. So I'm looking for the pictures for the poster. And, dude, your eyes are all sunk in.
I looked horrible. That was such a bad cut. That was a bad cut.
I was like,
Dude.
oh, geez. I'm like, I'm doing this kid dirty by using this picture.
Dude, I know.
I
know.
tried to enhance it a little bit, but yet the eyes were sunk. I was like, yeah, whatever.
I spent 8 hours in the sauna for that cut, and I just stopped losing weight. 8 hours. It was rough. It was a rough cut.
So we got the Wonderbread Warriors story. And I'm going to point this out because I'm a fellow non-teether. These are fake. These are gone. How did we lose the tooth?
Oh, dude, it's an even funnier story.
I figured it was going to be something good, so you got to hit us.
What I usually say to people is, which time? Which time did I lose them? Because I've lost them many times. The first time, I was like, I think I was in second grade or something like that. And my adult teeth just came in. Maybe like 3 weeks before I had lost them, my adult teeth just came in. And I was on a bicycle and I was chasing an ice cream man on another road. So like my house was on one road and then above my house was another, and they met at an intersection. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna beat this ice cream man there and get me a fucking creamsicle ice cream or something. So I'm pedaling, and you know when you pedal hard on a bike, it's like going back and forth super hard. My front tire hit a curb and the bars went sideways. I just went like face first into the ground, and I like scorpioned myself. Like my whole face slid like maybe 2 feet on the concrete. I got up, like blood everywhere, teeth smashed. I had like holes in the back of my teeth from the sand that came in and everything. It was terrible. I was bleeding out of my ears. It was terrible. But I happened to fall in front of my best friend's house. And I went there. He wasn't home, but his mom was home. His mom opens the door. She screams. She's like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." She was like having a panic attack. And I'm crying already as well. She starts crying. We're both crying. Everybody's crying. And she doesn't know what to do. She has no clue what to do. So she goes over to the fridge and grabs like a cold stick of butter, like ice cold, and puts it on my exposed teeth. And I just freak out. Like it was horrible. But that was the first time I lost them. And then I lost them another time.
Are you just missing that one?
I'm missing 2 in the front. And then the others got smashed in half. So I got a lot of repairing work in the front ones from that one injury. And then another time I stepped on my friend's nuts underwater. And like he came up and headbutted me by accident, knocked him out, lost him in the water. Skateboarding, I got him knocked out skateboarding. The most recent time, and I just haven't done it since. I haven't got him fixed since this most recent time is I had a shitty mouth guard and I got head kicked, and then they just came out.
Wow.
You know,
That's
so
crazy. So now you just like you said, fuck it. I'm not even gonna waste my time.
yeah, I mean, I talked to my dentist about it, and he's like, I could give you implants, but there's a chance you can get them knocked out. And I'm like, I'm already like 5 for 5 on knocking them out, so I'm not wasting the money on the implants. When I retire, I'll get implants or something.
Yeah. Mine isn't as as cool of a story. I lost mine. One hockey puck, all 14, these two, and then 2 down here. I never replaced because many people can't see it because my bottom lip. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay 20 grand for teeth that no one can see.
Yeah.
But I got 2 implants on the top. I took a hockey puck to the face, and I remember I picked up my teeth and I put them like in my glove, and I kept playing. I think Johnny Cupcakes might have even been playing with me at the time. This was before we were in fighters. And I just kept playing, and like my lip was split open too. So my lip was just touching. And like finally, like I played for like 10 more minutes, and they were like, dude, you're bleeding all over the ice and it's not stopping. You got to get the fuck off the ice. Like, it's just disgusting. So I did. I left, and then I got like 10 stitches on the inside of my lip and 20 on the outside to close my lip. It was like a vagina. It was gross. Not that vaginas are gross, but the cut was gross. But you know, I gotta specify because Johnny Cupcakes, I'm following him up, so I can't say.
Yeah. Can't be 10% more, 10% more gay or nothing.
So
vaginas are great. Yes.
Exactly. So that's how I lost my teeth. And a couple times, like you said, like it just fall off, and I had to like fucking jam it back on there. I remember one time before Cage Titans, I wore a suit every day to work, and I remember taking it out. It fell out like in the middle of like a meeting day, and I just had to fucking jam it up there and just kind of like hold it in with my tongue like a whole fucking meeting. It was crazy. But teeth and nuts, man. Teeth and nuts.
Yeah, I when I lost them swimming, I was swimming in a lake, and I was so upset because teeth are expensive. I got the whole thing. Me and like 8 of my friends were like searching around in a lake for teeth, and we didn't find them, but so I know how it is.
Yeah, man, so crazy. Well, anyways, man, we enjoy your time coming in. We look forward to seeing you take on Isaiah Torres. The floor is yours. Any last, parting things that you have before we let you run?
I mean, not much other than, I guess, like some general shit talking. Like, I got nothing against. I don't like the shit talk unless it's coming at me. So I respect, Isaiah for anything. But if he wants to talk shit, I'm definitely down. I'd rather give it than start it. But I just bring your best.
He'll be on next week. So
if he talks a lot of shit, bring me back on, and then I'll talk heavy shit.
Yeah, you know what we'll do is maybe next week we'll put you on standby. He couldn't do tonight. He's actually, I think it's public knowledge. He's a prison guard, so for whatever reason,
I didn't know that.
He couldn't do tonight, but he said he'd be around for next week. So maybe we'll have you on standby. We don't manufacture shit talk. We're not asking anybody, but if he says some stuff and you want a rebuttal, I am all for rebuttals. I always say that. I'm like, I'll always let you get a little back and forth if you want it. But
he's cool. He seems cool. He seems like a fighter. But if he wants to talk shit, I'll talk shit back. And same thing with Valdina. If he wants to fight at 25, I'll fight Valdina and fuck him up too.
And Casey, in the party, he goes, Norton sucks. He thinks everybody sucks if it's not the party. So
yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat the party.
It is, man. He's tough. All right, man.
He missed a bullet. That's what happened. He missed a bullet.
We'll put a cork in that one for maybe down the line. All right, buddy. Thank you so much, Casey. Good luck with the rest of camp, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Casey Norton. Should have changed his name to the dentist.
The dentist. Actually, I thought he was going to say the mom took out milk and put because they say you're supposed to put teeth in milk. So I thought that's what he was going to do. And then I'm like, we could have full circled the whole milk nickname, man.
Yeah. No kidding. Oh, man. Well, I'm that much more excited for this fight card coming up after Hearing how excited Casey Norton is, jumping up on short notice.
Party hour with TLC 8711. Do you have pink hair in that profile picture, Party? It looks like he's got pink hair in that. He might.
Good.
Dude, that might be his like Tinder profile picture. He's looking handsome. Now I'm seeing what Johnny was talking about earlier. Party, if you missed earlier, you gotta go rewind and listen to Johnny. His description of you. Was about the party, right?
Kenny champion, 3% gayer, and then the party, no percent needed.
No percent needed. He said, so Party, go watch. He said if he made some choice comments and gestures about Kenny, and then I ended the interview with asking him about you, and he was like, I don't need to be any gayer. I'm all in for the party. He started talking about your lips and all kinds of stuff, man. Ian Barrett, what's going on? Thinking 45 or 150 for Ring Titans 2. Actually, I have a phone call to finalize details on Ring Titans 2 tomorrow. So, Ian, stay tuned. We'll get you that information. But anyways, Andy, we had Cupcakes on. We had Casey Norton. We had some shakeups this week on the card, and we haven't really had much time. We'll kind of finish it up. Casey said he forgot to make a dick joke, and the party wants on. Let me give the party. I was going to ask you, Andy, actually, party, it's in the comments. Just copy and paste it. But so, some shakeups on the card, some new fights announced. Thurman Hargrove versus Ash Rao, the White Tiger. Obviously, Casey Norton stepping in for Valdina, take on Isaiah Torres. What's some of your initial thoughts, on the fight card and things like that? The poster, actually, we haven't even talked. I'm so excited for the poster too.
Yeah, the poster drop is looking mint. I like the theme of it. I was excited for Valdina going for champ status, but like you mentioned before, it's kind of undeniable to have Casey Norton slip up into that spot as well. He's been at the top of the division, already holds a win over Joe Poirier. You could have made the argument that he should be ahead in terms of who's vying for the title. So it's a short notice replacement, but it doesn't feel like it's a replacement. It feels like it's just the same top of the bill flyweight title fight with the body of work that Casey Norton has put in. We know that Andrew Valdina is obviously a staple at Cage Titans, going for champ status at undefeated, was huge on paper, but Casey Norton's just as exciting of a fight, if not more, because he's so prevalent in the division already. So I think whoever wins is one win. I mean, it's tough to get on the Contender Series this year because it's pretty much over, and there's going to be a lot of time in between now and when the next season starts. But Casey Norton wins this. He's sitting at 6-2 with defense or so. He's right on par as the next top contender in the weight class, and he already mentioned the list of names that he's willing to meet in the middle. So I've always been a fan of his. Hearing how game he is just at this stage, this time around with the interview, makes me that much more of a fan of his, and we'll see how that comes to fruition there. And Isaiah Torres, the champ, obviously goes without saying. He's a title defense or so away from being in the same position on a Contender Series call. He's got the international, he's more on the national scene. He's not a local guy, but still, he's put in a body of work as the traveling fighter as well, and it'd be just as exciting to have him be the next Cage Titans representation at the next level. So,
all right,
plus,
cool.
I'm a huge fan of what he did against Joe Poirier as well. His jiu-jitsu so slick, so I like the matchup. They're both going to pose a lot of problems for each other, and as always, honored to orate the story of the fight.
Perfect. The Fiesta is in the is entered the chat. Real quick before I bring him in, Little Lavish Prince, would you want Javier Costa back in November? Javier Costa is fighting in November. You go to cagetitans.com right now. The full fight card is up, and Javier Costa, you will see listed on that, taking on Tyler D. Philippus. on November 15th. But the party wants, the party gets, and La Fiesta is in the building. What's going on in the party?
Hey, what's going on? Hola, buenas noches, everybody out there in Massachusetts and in the New England area. Just out here, I was watching the show. I'm on the way home. Just got finished working out. Got some good work in with Olympic bronze medalist Andre Durrell. He's visiting, helping one of the guys in training camp for the UFC. So it's nice to have a fucking bronze medalist critique your shitty boxing skills. So it's been fun. It's been a fun camp. I really can't wait. And I only got one thing to say: is just beware of an old man who's lived long and still alive in a profession where young men die. Old quote. It's kind of like my mantra for this fight because I think people forget about that. You know what I mean? I'm an unstoppable force, and they're gonna have to remember, and I'm gonna have to remind everybody who it is and what's what. You know? Sorry, it's kind of dark in here, but yeah, just beware of that old man. You know, I'm in that profession where young men die, and I'm still around. About to be 40 next year, and it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be November 14th. Everyone,
15th.
if you're not near, just fucking tune in and get the stream, and I get the tickets and pull up.
Nice. November 15th for the record. But either way,
Oh my bad.
so party, were you trolling us when you had a picture of outside of Lozon's this weekend?
Oh, I got informants and I got rats and all types of fucking people in all areas. You know, I got friends in New England. New England has been so kind to me, and like I have too many friends up there, fighters, just regular people who are fans of me and friends of mine who I consider family and friends. I know their kids, I know their girlfriends, their wives. There's I don't know. I got a lot of friends up there, but yeah, I had a friend drive by and take a picture of the place, you know. And I started getting a bunch of messages from a bunch of the guys asking me if I was in town, but no, I'm not in town. I'll be there the week of the fight, and I'll be there to kick Jay's ass and come right home. I don't know if he's doing any media. I don't think he wants to do any social media talking with me. He's declined a few engagements per se, and I don't know where he's at. I know he's talking to himself online, from what I hear from people, and a lot of people are telling me he's a joke, and they just want me to crush him. I don't know if that he knows that, but it's a funny thing. But I really don't care. I have a lot of respect for Jay as a fighter. I think he's got good boxing. He's got good grappling pace and good grappling overall. But I also think he's boring and he plays all his fights safe. He's 31 and he only fights guys my age. Let's go down the list with me, Kenny Champion. Who else did he fight? Lionel Bugs, and then two youngest guys he fought was Chris McCate, who out wrestled him the whole fucking fight, and Jay Presley, who barely has any experience and was still able to take a UFC vet into deep waters and hurt him, and basically in a lot of people's cards win the fight. You know, I think Jay won that fight by a round, but like I said, November 15th, you're gonna see one of the best versions of the party. Super emotionally invested into this fight. I want to win. I'm hungry to win. I've been in shape. This will be my fifth fight this year. And that's the biggest thing that I think Jay wants is respect, and he's gonna have to come out here and earn it because I have everyone's respect. That's something that he doesn't have. You know, anywhere I go, I have respect. His coaches talk to me, his friends talk to me, everyone, you know. So I have a lot of respect all around the globe, and I think it's funny that a guy that I don't know. I just think he has a big ego. He holds his nose up in the air and walks around like since he went to the UFC, people should give a shit, and no one really cares. He's not that cool. And November 15th, we're gonna put it all to bed, and he can cry and be emotional and yell all he wants online, but face to face, he doesn't do anything. He never has, never will. And that's what it is.
I gotta ask. Actually, it's one of my favorite moments is when you walked out and he was commentating. You started walking towards the booth. I'm fucking sprinting. I'm like, I gotta get the party.
Oh,
This is gonna
yeah,
be crazy. But I gotta ask. You know,
Yeah.
we've talked. You know, obviously, but you know, the audience hasn't really heard. When you heard him cut that promo in the cage, what were you thinking? And what was kind of going through your head? And And what do you have to say to that like promo that he kind of cut on you at intermission
Oh,
at last fight?
I thank Jay for actually having the balls to promote this fight a little bit. Like I said, he's been in I don't know, in like some reclusive state hiding, you know. He only
Nobody.
has one gym he can go to, is Joe Luozon's gym, and
Nobody.
wherever else he goes to, I'm sure they don't love him, they don't like him. And I'm sure he's in a cave somewhere with his fucking, I don't know what he's doing, maybe jerking off, you know, talking about me. I've had friends go to Las Vegas and they've been in the sauna and Jay's talking about me, a guy that's in the UFC waiting to cut weight. It's just hilarious. And like I said, that promo, I just thank him for actually having the balls to cut anything. That's the only reason. If I was there, he would be really quiet. He would still say his shit because he knew there was people in between us. But it really doesn't matter. November 15th, the party returns. The party continues. I never die. I just multiply, and it's gonna be crazy. And I just expect a war. If he provides it, then everyone's gonna get it, no matter what. He can't wrestle with me, so he's not gonna be able to hold me. This isn't gonna be the same type of fight that he's gonna punch and then grab onto me as soon as he gets fucking a little scared or timid, or you know. This isn't gonna be that type of fight. He's gonna have to do a lot more than just to hold people, you know, in this fight. He's going to have to actually fight. And I'm going to make it happen every time. It doesn't matter if I'm having the worst night of my life. You guys seen it against Valdina, against Costa, against Cupcakes. No matter what, the last round, I've won. Okay, against Randy, I won that last round. He was on his knees. Against Valdina, he was bleeding and getting Donkey Konged all around. Um, it is what it is, man. I don't like Jay for not. I don't. It's not that I don't like Jay. He's just a really easy person to dislike and an easy person to get under his skin. So it makes it easy for me to fight him. He's an idiot. He likes to pick and poke and try to make fun of people. But at the end of the day, it just makes him look bad the way he talks about people. He doesn't know how to articulate anything. He thinks he's smart, but he probably doesn't even have a college degree. I know he's from Lowell. And you guys already know, like, I don't know if Lowell still has the same reputation, but when they made that 90s movie about crack and shit in Lowell, um, I'm not thinking there's too many fucking aristocrats or any fucking philosophers coming from that town. So fuck Jay Perrin, November 4th, 15th, the Joker perishes.
All right. I don't know what movie you're talking about.
The fighter.
Which one?
No,
there's
The Fighter.
The Fighter, but there was a documentary HBO made. Like, you saw the one that Dickie was
Dickie Eklund was on it.
Yeah, there was a documentary HBO made in like the late 90s or early 90s about like crack use in Lowell, and it was just showing fucking basically Dickie Eklund in a bad spot at the time.
Well, Jay's in the comments. He wrote, "I'll see you in a month, Joe."
He's so gay. Tell Jay to fucking grow up. I'll see you in a month, Joe. He's so funny. I just can't wait to see him. It's gonna be the best fight on the card, obviously. I think the Isaiah versus Casey Norton fight's gonna be really sweet too. Casey Norton is a weight bully. He didn't want to sign to fight me because he was scared about weight or something. I could still make 135. I could probably make 130. So if he ever wants it after this fight, he can get it in the new year. What else? The Kenny Champion versus Cupcakes fight. That's amazing. I think that's a really good fight. I think Kenny Champion has a lot of horsepower. He can really hurt someone, but I think Cupcakes you can't underestimate. And he's a vet, experienced, very dangerous, really good at grappling, and has heavy hands and heavy boxing. So that's a fun fight too. And all the amateur fights look fun. I just can't wait to go out there, and we're gonna give something for everyone to talk about when they get to work the next day, the following week. You know, I think everyone's gonna be talking about this event.
Nice, man. Well, Party, it's always a pleasure having you on. I'm sure we'll talk to you again, in the weeks leading up, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
All right. Someone tell Jay, I know you're watching this, Jay, because you're like weirdly addicted to me. Jay, don't worry about it. November 15th, I'm bringing extra pillows. I'm bringing a blanket. I'm going to tuck you in. I'm going to coddle you. I'm going to hug you. And then slowly but surely, we're going to put you to sleep. Who knows what round it'll be. So don't worry about it, baby. We'll get there. And if you have the balls, maybe talk online and let's promote this fight. Stop being a bitch. You like to talk. You like to talk all this shit, but you never get online and talk with me. I wonder why that is. But November 15th, I just can't wait. New England, You already know the party return. The party hits hard. It's gonna be here, and faster than you think. So get your tickets or get your streams online, baby.
All right, there you go, Joe. The party, Penafiel taking on the Joker, Jay Perrin, November 15th. Thanks so much for joining
Thank
us.
you guys.
And
You guys rock. Cage Titan's #1 promotion in the fucking country. I don't want to hear shit about anyone else. I'm not gonna talk shit about other promotions. Besides this promotion, it's only Combat Night that I work for down south. I love Dean Tool too, actually. So we'll put Dean, you, and Mitchell Chamali, my favorite promoters and my favorite friends all time. I love you too, Andy. You're a crazy fuck.
all right, brother.
Don't
Love you
Bye,
too,
party
man.
guys.
Have a
finish
good
show.
one.
Love you, brother. Take it
Bye,
easy.
guys.
Can't wait
Later.
to see you up here in a bit. All right.
All right, throwing some fire back at Perrin a little bit. I like that. Nick, make sure you cut that up along with the Johnny interview. But yeah, man, there's a lot on the line in that fight. I know these guys have wanted to fight each other for a long time, and it's definitely. I'm excited to see it happen finally on November 15th. It's kind of one of those fights like it's inevitable. For a while, I just kind of thought like, I'm not even going to bother trying anymore because. For whatever reason, we just kind of always missed the opportunity to put this fight together. So it's kind of one of those like wish list fights that probably never were going to happen, and it's finally signed and it's finally going to happen. So I'm pretty stoked for this fight. You know, the fans definitely want this, and you know, I think they're in for a treat. These guys want to beat the shit out of each other too, so it makes it even more fun.
Quite the grudge match brewing for quite a long time now. They've both been super vocal, just in general and towards each other. So, yeah, no surprise that Party wasn't hesitating on getting the chirping going there. And yeah, they're just gonna meet in the middle and put on a good show. All right, I think this guy's gonna go out.
I was gonna say it's been an hour, Andy, and you said whenever it's in an hour, the dog gets restless. I'm good. I got nothing else.
I mean, it was on an hour on cue. He was good all fucking show until that hour part. Now he's done. He's like, enough on the phone.
So, fight poster dropped. Tickets are on sale. Carter Whitty's taking on Jake Callender at a catchweight of 140.
Oh, shit. All right.
Cage Titans has the full fight card. I announced that in the live. I'm sorry, you guys are probably sick of me. I went live on like Thursday. I went live on Sunday. You heard enough about me this past week with all the news, but tickets are on sale at CageTitans.com. The full fight card's up on CageTitans.com with the exception of one or two surprises I might come up with. Physical tickets will be in hands of fighters this upcoming week. I think that's all I got, Andy.
Sounds good. I mean, yeah, closing out the year in big fashion, so I'm excited. Can't wait to see the poster drop.
See you next week.